Hi guys, and welcome to another video on my channel. Today I'll be doing my Gouki Troymare, Knightmare deck. I do put a bit of a twist to this. I have decked in a certain card that actually works, to be fair. I'll show you. Oh, by the way, I have been away for a little while. I don't really post a lot, but this is my first video in a little while. If you really, or if you want to, you can put a like, but you know, you don't have to. But I'll start off with 2 Gouki Stretch. You mainly use this just for you use this if you really need to protect yourself from damage, but you mainly use it just for the Assault effect to send a quick spell to have another monster on the field, so you can go into Goblin. Then we run 3 Gouki Headbat. This is a main combo piece. Well, what you do is when you go into Assault after sending off, usually you go with Suplex and another Gouki and then into Assault. Then we'd add a discard target of Assault, and add Headbat, and you could add Suplex, for instance, as the other one. The other Gouki card doesn't really matter, it can either be Suplex or Rematch, I think would be your best option. But this Headbat, use it to discard, and then by the time you would have activated the effect, you would have had Stretch on the field after using the Assault effect. And then you special that out, and then obviously you have to target Stretch, and then you go into Goblin. Now run 3 Twist Cobra. I do see people putting this down to 2, but you mainly want to run this at 3 as just for A, names, and B, as a way of beating over things that you can't usually get over. Or if it's like a ball something you've gone into your extra deck, like artifacts for instance. You can normal some Suplex, special out Twist Cobra, and then beat over the artifact scythe. And you could just keep it on board, and then because Twist Cobra is a quick effect, if your opponent goes into one of your monsters, you can just beef it up and make it a lot harder for them to get over. Then we have our marauding captain of the deck, Gouki Suplex. Gouki Suplex is a monster you always want to see in your hand, as it's your main way of going to Assault straight away. It's like your starter to the combo. I don't really have any much more to say about Suplex. It's just very good, so we'll go into the next set of cards and move these so you can see all the cards. We have 1 Scorpio and 1 Bear Hug. These 2 are your discard targets off of Headbat. You usually add either one of these off of your Soul Day, but the reason one of each is, again, for names, but also just in case you draw into one of these in your starting hand and you need another one to discard. You don't really want to discard Stretch, Twist Cobra, or Suplex off of Goblin or any of the Nightmares. So these are your best option. I would say Scorpio is a lot worse than Bear Hug, because Bear Hug actually has a decent effect on someone with a Gouki card, where you can half damage of half attack of a monster on field. Whereas with Scorpio, only can normal summon without tributing, or if you control Gouki, which most of the time, unless it's your starting hand, it's not going to be very useful. Right, moving on. Now, I don't use the plant engine, but I quite prefer the Galaxy Worm. Now, yes, Galaxy Worm is more, able to get hit by multiple hand traps like Ash and Ogre and Veiler, but there is a card in here that you run just to stop these situations. And if that situation happens, you only have 2 other dead cards in deck, whereas in the plant engine, if you Ash the Lone Fire immediately, then there's at least 7 cards in your deck that are dead. Okay. Moving on, we shall. I do 2 Junk Forward and 1 Photon Thrasher. These are your cards that you summon out usually before Gouki Suplex, but when you draw Galaxy Worm, it's really bad to draw into Photon Thrasher, especially because well, Photos Thrasher or Junk Forward, because you special out these first. But Galaxy Worm says on its effect that you have to control no monsters when he's normal summoned. So it can be a brick at times, but at least with Junk Forward, when you bring out Galaxy Worm, you can go over into Evoker. I do run one glow up bulb. This is mainly just to go into Nat Beast most of the time, where if you don't have a way of getting to Imperial Order, this is always your best option. Also, you can just use this as another link target if you already do have access to Imperial Order. Now, this is my tech card, 2 Fairy Tale Snow. Now, no deck profile I've seen has used this. And I tried it at first just as a little joke, but I now realise it's actually really good, because after your Goukis go to graveyard, they're pretty pointless if you don't have Soul Charge or anything to reborn. So, I thought, you might as well keep it in there, because what you could do is if you already have Imperial Order, you bring out Curious, you can send Snow instead. And it's really good. Snow's just a really good card of getting over things, like Conductor Torano, for instance. If they already use the effect, bring out Snow, and there you go, it's gone, your problem's gone. Next, I run 3 hand traps, which is triple Ghost Ogre. If you have Ash, I'd take out 1 Ghost Ogre and do 2 Ash, 2 Ogre, but apart from that, I wouldn't really change the lineup of hand traps. Sorry that I sped through quite quickly. It's just a general thing that most people tend to know at this point. Hand traps you kind of need in your deck, unless your deck just optimally goes first, like Pendulum FTK. Next, we go into spells, where I use 3 Gouki Rematch. Gouki Rematch is basically your double reborn. This is really crazy card for Gouki, and to be honest, this shouldn't really be made. Yeah, they have to go in defense position, but you'll just link away. Yes, once per turn, so what? You have, well, after you use it once, you don't really, well, after you use it once, you already have your big board that won't really matter to reborn more things. You could just use the things that are on the graveyard for your snow targets. Now, this is going second or first, but it's optimal to go first so you get your combos first, but I do use Called by the Grave and 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Now these could go first or second, but these cards preferably go second. Only because your opponent will set up a board already, so you can target someone with Cosmic Cyclone, and Called by the Grave actually is good going first, because you can protect your Galaxy Worm or your Suprex, so if they get hand trapped, you can just Call by the Grave, and there you go. But Cosmic Cyclone, if you do draw it, and you are going first, you're going to have to set it. That's the only problem with this card. It can brick it sometimes, but to be honest, the chance of you getting Suprex and a Gouki in hand, yeah, I can see it bricking a bit, but if you already have Suprex and Cobra, like I said a second ago, it won't really matter. Okay, so that's all for the quick play spells. For reborns, I do use 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Soul Charge. I'd say it's optimal to use at least Soul Charge. You don't have to run Reborn, but Soul Charge is a definite yes. Now one Foolish Burial. This is to send Snow or Glow Orb up to you. We have 1 Searcher, reinforcement of the army. If you do have this and you don't have Suprex in hand, always search Suprex. And then we have a 2 Equip Plays, which is Powder Guardians and Moon Mirror Shield. Moon Mirror Shield is a definite good equip card, but this is only here because I don't have like the Divine Sword or any other good equip card, so this will do for now. And then lastly, a 1 trap, of course, Imperial Order. You only run Imperial Order for your Griffin play. Okay, now moving on to extra deck. I do run 1 proxy in this extra deck, only because it hasn't arrived in the post yet. Well, it's only been released now, so I can't actually get it until the release date of FLOD. So, I run 1 Knightmare Mermaid, our proxy, which is Goblin, Phoenix, Cerberus, Binary Sorceress, I'll get onto this later, Double Solde, and that's all for the Link 2, and, well, Link 1 and 2s. For Link 3s, I do use 1 Trigate, 1 Curious, and 1 Unicorn. I still use Trigate because if you have like Soul Charge and you can go into the Trigate lock, you might as well do it. And now Curious, to get Curious out, what you have to do, and this is why Binary Sorcerers is here, what you do your main combo, you go into Soul Day, then you go into Goblin, and then at this time you would have added Super X and another Gouki, so you bring out those two, and then you activate Rematch, and you bring out 4. So you would have a Soul Day and Goblin, as well as 2 Goukis. Use a Soul Day and a Gouki here into Cerberus, and then you use any 2 Goukis into Binary Sorcerers. And then you link away that 1 Gouki, Binary Sorcerers, and your Cerberus, and then you go into Curious. Preferably, you'd want to send off Imperial Order, but if you already have it, I'd send either... No, I would say... If this is just going first, I would send Glow Up Bulb, and then just hope to send Snow after on the send 3. For our Link 4s, we use Borreload, Firewall, and Knightmare Griffin. Knightmare Griffin is your main play. Well, for my main play, is just to lock out with Imperial Order and stop your opponent from activating any effects. But Borreload is always good to get over things like Masterpiece. Well, or any problem that you need Borreload to answer another Borreload, because you don't really have a counter to it. Bar Griffin itself. Now Firewall's just there because you can just spam loads of monsters and just go into the unbeatable board of nightmares. Now lastly I use MX Saber Invoker and the Churia Beast. Invoker's just, well, what you use off Galaxy Worm. You overlay 2 Galaxy Worms, go into Invoker, bring out your Super X, and then use these 2 into Soul Day, and then you do the standard combo. That beast is just here for when you don't have availability to Imperial Order, or if you want to make sure that your opponent cannot use your spells. Because if they have, like, for instance, the Infernoid that destroys a spell trap on summon, or when it's tributed, I believe, actually, then you always have Naturia Beast to still counter them. Okay guys, that'll be the deck profile for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.